Welcome to Bad Teacher Tales, real talk, stories, and advice for teachers and those who love them. Each episode, Scara and Sly bring you the good, the bad, and the what the hell of daily teacher life. These opinions aren't necessarily those of the hosts or Bad Teacher Tales. Some content may not be suitable for children. Ironic, I know. Listener discretion advised, with Scara and a special guest.
Welcome to Bad Teacher Tales. I'm Scara.
I'm Jess.
Thank you for joining us today, Jess. If you want to learn a little bit more about her, go ahead and pop in and see some of our other episodes together. Sly will be back soon. Today, I have a very quick parent email that I want to
Those are the best.
get your feedback on.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So the setup is I sent out a calendar with all of the relevant dates to my dancers and the team.
Right.
And this is the email I received back. Like, I'm going to read it word for word because I think part of that, we'll get to it.
So we're talking like rehearsals,
Performances.
shows, appearances, non-negotiable things.
Yes.
Okay.
So the first 3 bullet points in the email are these things will cover spring rehearsals and performance dates, dance performance. This is a competition information and showcase information.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'm giving you all the things, all the deets.
All the deets.
Okay.
The tea.
This is what I get back.
Okay.
Is that one date set in stone? I have an out-of-town trip planned, but really don't want to miss her performance. If I had the date in advance, I wouldn't have scheduled my trip for then.
Let's unpack.
Let's unpack.
And
I purposely chose this for you because you are not a fine arts teacher.
Right.
Okay, so you don't have that inside feeling towards
Right.
these things, but you are a parent.
Right.
So what are your feels?
I don't know where she keeps her audacity. Is it in her purse or it's big though? So like we need to chip away at that a little bit, ma'am.
Did you notice how she didn't start?
No greeting, no pleasantries, no proper written communication tactics, anything like that. So we're not texting people. You are emailing a professional, and tone goes a long way when you're reading these emails to kind of figure out how we're going to be responding.
Yep.
I would never. Is that I don't know if that's succinct enough, but my God, first of all, if we're even entertaining this, what date? You named several, right?
Oh, I mean, there's all sorts of. She told me the date. I purposefully left it out, but I will let you know that we're talking.
I understand. Yeah.
From beginning January, first week back after spring or after winter break is when I sent the email for the spring, and her date is end of February.
Tough. I'm sorry. I know you can't respond that and everything like that, but how many dancers do you have in your troupe?
Oh gosh, I think 15.
Yeah.
There's
no way you're going to make everybody happy, and that parent should not expect you to change up your dates. And it's a classic example of how there's so much stuff going on behind the scenes that is not seen when you are a teacher. So you can't just make one phone call and be like, never mind, we're going to come on this date. Like there's paperwork and there's money and there's planning and there's forms and so all of the things. It's not just we're not going to the park.
Yes. And that is exactly why I wanted to showcase this particular email.
Yeah.
It is not about dumping on parents, but I do want you to understand some things. At my school, at least, and I'm pretty sure at most junior highs, maybe possibly high schools, dates are decided on as a whole. We have a meeting in December with all of the admin that are relevant, the person in charge of the calendar, all fine arts, PE coaches, and any other sponsors that have events for that semester. And we all have a meeting of used to be 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
I came up with a strategy to turn it down to about an hour, but we all have to agree on things, and there are so many different things happening that we have to balance around those things.
Then you have to think about when it's a sport, especially in the high school level, UIL and Fine Arts UIL, they're
district decided, and sometimes even farther up that, like, those are things we just can't change.
It's set in stone.
It's completely, like, literally written in stone.
It's not Scara saying, oh, I like that date. That is Scara saying, okay, so we have a football here, and we have homecoming there, and UIL deadline is here, which means I have to check grades by here, which means the only time I can do this appearance is this date.
And that's bringing in even my actual, like, job of teaching.
Yeah.
Right? Not even just my extra stuff, because in the spring I do have performances for theater.
One acts, musicals.
That's thankfully one acts is in the fall.
Oh.
But we have two student directed plays.
Yeah.
We have a competition. We have design competition, which is something that I was in charge of for the district.
Yeah.
And then I had dance on top of that, right?
Right.
So not only am I balancing my own stuff, which you can argue that's my choice. Cool.
True.
However, even if I were two people with as two different sponsors, I would have to be working with the dance.
You're still the head. You have to make the final calls and everything.
Yes.
The buck stops with you.
And I would still have to be working with the athletics calendar that's already set. And we don't get till later in the year for some sports. I have to work with the admin, and there's other things that happen sometimes. They're like, yeah, this can't happen, or this is happening on campus today. If it's a testing day, the next day you can't have an event that
Spring
evening.
testing, man, I tell you.
So yes, there is a lot of things.
Yeah.
Okay. In this particular parent's defense, because I do like this parent. Okay, if she happens to listen, I understand her asking, and that's because things have had to change with dance before.
That's fair. So you don't know what you don't know until you ask.
Exactly. And that's fair.
It's worth a try.
But I think you hit the nail on the head with give me a little bit more of understanding and niceties, just so I feel better about you asking.
Yeah.
Even if it's like, hey, I know you're busy. I know, you chose this date. I know that dance dates have had to be adjusted in the past.
I'm just shooting it out there. Maybe I'll get lucky.
Is it possible? Like, is this like it has to happen on this date? Is it possible? You know what I mean? Like that kind of wording would have made a huge difference in how my visceral reaction to this email was.
Well, and also the whole, if I'd known earlier, well, I released the dates as soon as I had them. I didn't sit on this and then, I need to do this right now.
And I think I will defend the parent on this one, because I understand, and often, especially if you're like getting on an airplane and going somewhere trip, you have to plan
those far in advance.
But now you understand, and now I'm telling you that for some campuses, that planning doesn't happen till December.
And your hands are tied.
And it happens in December, the last day when it's a half day and kids have already left for the break. I'm sorry. I'm not going back to my computer to write a full email. That you will probably forget in the next couple weeks, because it's just human nature.
Scara and Jess hole in the wall where we're trying to get out of there. Let's just handle our responsibilities, and then we need our break too.
But I'm also thinking of the parents. Like, as a parent, if someone sent me January, February dates in December, I'd be like, oh, I'll bother with that later, and chances are I will forget.
And then you get the email saying, we'll see you tonight at the recital. You're like, crap.
Yep. Crap is not the word that came to my mind, but yes. So if these are the dates in advance, is what I'm trying to say. Could it have been a little earlier via December? Yes. Would that have made a difference for your trip?
But you
Maybe.
never know.
I don't know that. Right?
For all we know, she planned the trip in August of last year. How are we going to know what everybody...
Yeah.
And you know what? I might even flip it. I say this respectfully because I've been in this position before. I know I have a student in a fine art. I know they have things. So if I know that I'm going to be planning a trip, maybe reach out first and say, hey, is there any way you can tell me? I know that there's this event right around the time I'm trying to take a trip. do you know the dates yet? Can I still plan something?
That's a really good point, because I do feel like this season I had mirrored the year before, and this particular dancer was on the team both years. Like I said, so, you know, my visceral reaction was like the audacity, right? This parent, I knew well enough to know that is not the meaning behind it. Of course. Right? But I don't know all parents on a more personal basis, or like in a way that I can be like, I don't think she meant it the way it came off. Yeah. I know her responsibilities, so I know how busy she is. So it really was probably, and I've been guilty of it.
It might have just been a
really
boom.
Quick. Yes. Yeah. I have this thought. Let me ask real quick and see.
That's fair. Parents are people too.
Right. So this is more of a like PSA, you know, parents, how you say things in an email can be very important, especially when you're asking these kind of questions. Yeah. I have had these kind of questions that were serious and not just, I'm just checking to see. And, you know, I don't know what her intention were. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what she meant by it. You know, I don't want to miss her performance. I have to decide what to do, just making sure that I don't have to make arrangements if I'm going to see it, if that makes sense, right?
It does, but it did have a little bit of an element of cater to my calendar. That's what initially raised my hackles a little bit. I was like, ma'am, I've got 15 other dancers.
It's the if I had the date in advance, and especially when you don't know all the things. Like sometimes there are events that I haven't been able to have because of the schedule, and it won't allow it, and things that I wanted to do. Right. And sometimes I don't have a say when things happen, and we discussed this. It was like the very last day of winter, of our fall semester. Right. The kids were off for break already. Right. We had to go to this meeting and just make these decisions. So
you're never going to make everybody happy.
No, of course not. Right. Mm-hmm. And if I tried, and I used to try,
it drives you crazy.
It does.
It drives you insane.
I've cried many times trying to make everybody happy. Yeah. And hurting myself instead.
So maybe the takeaway here is that there's a live person on the other side of that email who has their own frustrations and their own hoops they have to jump through and red tape they have to navigate. And sometimes just practicing the pause and making sure you're striking the right tone, that could better someone's whole day, honestly. Yeah. And it might make it a little bit easier to help you out with your requests. Yeah. Sometimes it's not avoidable, but you know.
Yeah. You know, and that's actually a good point, because really whenever I send these emails out, at any time I send out a mass email to a group, it doesn't matter what group, doesn't matter if it's just one class, all of my classes, one set of dancers, right? It's always okay, what am I going to get back? You know, like what is going to be wrong with what I have to do this time?
Where are the potholes? Like, what can I prepare? What can I anticipate?
Yeah, but at least for me, it was always, what have I done wrong? Because I do feel like I get enough of those emails that are like, you're the problem. That's my first initial reaction is, what have I done wrong while trying to do my job? But I liked your phrase, practice the pause. Yeah. That's a great one.
I was always taught never to email if you're tired, hungry, or angry.
It's like consequences for kids. You don't discipline when you're angry.
No, like, you need to go to lunch. And we'll discuss this when you come back.
Yeah. I mean, I've had to practice that with students before, where I'm like, you know, I've legit said, like, I don't think you will like the decision I come up with right now. So I'm going to think about this, and I will let you know your consequence tomorrow.
And it's all about the real world. Like that's humanizing things. That's keeping things from being so transactional.
And not overblowing.
Exactly.
And to be fair, like, they would not have liked whatever my brain wanted to say in that moment.
But I feel like that would respect you so much more by telling them, I'm not going to just resort to destroying you right now.
But I'm also not going to let it go.
Right.
Hey, it might have worked with, like, they had to think about it for a whole 24 hours too. Like, what's going to happen?
Like, oh God, what is she going to say? That might even be the punishment itself.
We should try that.
We should have
an episode about, like,
non-traditional
creative consequences.
consequences.
I like that title. I hope I remember it later.
Creative consequences. I'm down for that.
Okay.
I have a lot of good ones.
I do too. Well, thank you for joining us today. Like, share, subscribe, all the buttons, you know what to do. And please come back, watch our other episodes. If you feel like you love us enough that you want to financially support us, teachers are teachers. Let me just remind that we get the paycheck for the teachers and I get none right now. But you can support us by sharing. You can support us by liking. You can support us by going to Patreon or just a one-time donation to PayPal, anything, little bit.
Check out BuzzFeed.
And yes, no, not BuzzFeed. I keep saying BuzzFeed. Buzzsprout.
Oh, you've
Buzzsprout.
said BuzzFeed to a lot.
That's okay. I will fix it in the show notes. I'm learning, right? This is a new endeavor for me.
She's doing a great job.
Thank you. But yeah, so please forgive all the mistakes in the beginning. And I am working to make this better for you. And of course, the last way that you can support us is send in your own story.
Let us tell your story. Let us get it out there. I feel like teaching is still shrouded with a whole lot of incorrect assumptions about what goes on in the daily life.
100%.
Let's educate.
Yes.
Let's educate.
Educate the non-educators. And you don't have to be a teacher to submit a story. Anybody that works closely with students in an education capacity, I want to know what you would like to share with the general public anonymously.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining today's episode of Bad Teacher Tales. If we made your day slightly better, or your job seemed slightly less absurd, hit like, share, and subscribe. Your support keeps us caffeinated and somewhat functional. Want to share your story anonymously? The link in the notes is open 24/7, something your planning period can only dream of. Just kidding, those don't exist. Stories from all corners of education are welcome. Anyone who witnesses the madness and magic, we want your tales. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at @BadTeacherTales to drop your tales, memes, and coping strategies. Got suggestions, comments, questions, or topic ideas? Email us anytime at badteachertales@gmail.com. Unlike Teachers on Fridays, we actually read them. See you again soon. Try not to quit before then.